Well, 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 Sagittarian seekers. Tis a medicine, and I just want to thank you so much for joining us in Circle today. So, for the week of the 8th through the 14th of January, it seems the beginning of your week will start out with a Knight of Cups. I got the Knight of Cups here, and so what I'm understanding or what I'm getting is that someone might be kind of on the more someone might be very down emotionally, and they might be a little bit pouty and a little bit whiny, and that's what's coming up, is that there might be someone that's like begging for your attention and are begging for something and are not getting it, and so they might come off to be a little bit whiny, a little bit pouty this week. They've fallen off their unicorn, so sad, and their cup is yeah, their cup is dropped. Their cup is falling. The water is falling from the sky, and so it seems that either I'm getting that there's going to be someone that's going to be wanting attention that's not getting attention, and so they're reacting in very unhealthy, sensitive ways, unhealthy, emotional ways. Or I'm also getting a relationship that's kind of having a couple of issues too. That's what's kind of coming up for me, Sagittarians, is I'm also getting a relationship that's kind of having a couple of issues due to a lack of emotion. Perhaps there was a new plea to be more emotional. Maybe not in your life, maybe for someone you know, maybe you. But I'm getting there was like a new plea to be more emotional, and there was a struggle to try to be more emotional, and perhaps there's a water sign somewhere around you, whether in moon or sun or rising, who wanted more emotion from perhaps you, the fiery Sagittarian, and they weren't getting it, and so now they're kind of reacting in emotionally unhealthy ways in order to get attention that they crave or need. So it's kind of starting off in a little bit in the jungle, a little bit in the watery jungle for you. But then we got Three of Cups, and that's a good thing. The Three of Cups, they represent the Empress, and so it says fertility, and so there's going to be, towards the middle of the week, there's going to be some resolution going on. There's going to be some emotional growth that goes on after. There's going to be some emotional growth that goes on through this, and emotionally there will be a sort of perhaps we sit down and we talk about our differences and we square things away and we apologize to one another, and we begin to nurture and nurture one another emotionally in a good and healthy way. So there seems to be that going on towards the middle of the week for you, Sagittarians, which is a great thing. And then towards the end of the week, you got the Queen of Wands, which is nice because it puts you right back in that fiery position to begin again to get back to being in your fiery ways. The Queen of Wands represents someone who is intuitive and very instinctual and rather impulsive, but represents someone whose fiery energy is very inspiring, okay, and so very directed and very and can be very focused at the same time. Okay, the Queen of Wands she holds command. Okay, she demands love and respect. Okay, and she holds that love and respect from all those around her. And it seems like a very harmonious time, It seems like a very harmonious time. You have the cunning fox that is looking up to you. And you have a bird up there. What looks to be some sort of little, I almost want to say little phoenix, some sort of bird hanging out above your harp. I left the harp. Um, and you've got animals that and all around here, and everyone's sort of kind of looking up to you towards the end of the week. So you're kind of at the center of attention. It seems like you're kind of at the center of attention, and your fertility and growth are going to be very inspiring, and it's going to be all about movement. So it's going to be all about getting things started, putting things into action towards the end of the week here. And if this is a person, this could be you as a fire sign. Again, if this is a person, this is definitely someone who's very fiery and prideful, and demands respect, and gets that respect. Okay, but as far as nurturing and development, it's definitely going to be a time for developing on on developing energies towards something. Okay, it's going to be a time for fertilizing and kind of tilling the yard, if you will, but tilling the yard of energy, of fiery energy, becoming more into oneself and beginning to take charge and take action and getting all the things together. So it's going to be a time of energetic development. You're gonna get all your pies, and you're gonna get all your eggs in one basket. You're gonna get it all, or you're gonna put them in different baskets. But you're gonna get it going. This is a time where you're gonna get it going towards the end of the week here. And for your Fae, for your Dragon Fae, for your Oracle Dragon Fae, I have New Moon Fae, Soul Scrying. This is awesome. I love her butterfly ears. That's just absolutely amazing. I'm actually going to look this one up because I haven't really worked with her before, and so I want to give you a more accurate reading, but then I also want to be able to share with you whatever comes to intuitive knowledge, of course. Okay, so let's see here. The New Moon Fae. This is just so awesome and fun, I have to say. The New Moon Face speaks, I rule myths and dreams, which encapsulate truths about yourself in forms that you can work with. I rule creativity and the storyteller, and that which enchants. I am imagination, instinctive wisdom, and archetypal energies and forms which cross cultural boundaries. I love the moonlight. I know only too well, that the light of the crystal one can mean madness or enlightenment. Excuse me. I am the enchanted stranger or outsider, strange outsider as you are, and so I understand when you feel you are not at home in this world. Sometimes I know you feel as if you are not part of the mainstream, and you can feel isolated. Please remember that under the moonlight, you cannot see the full spectrum of colors, but you can often see between the worlds and deep into the true essence of all. Do not feel ashamed of your strangeness and your shadows. They can be beautiful and mysterious if they are loved, embraced, and owned. But something is missing, and I have cast out a part of myself that I am now waiting to return. Like you, I am nearing a time of action, where I must go in search of all of myself. But for this moment, I take solace in the reflections of this still and moonlit pool, and even in the stark lacework of the bare trees, I find truth and hope. You too have this quicksilver and primal energy, but I encourage you now to become practical, to deal with difficulties and separation, and to dissolve your fears through action, strength, and acceptance. However, do not shut out your fears, your own fears and intuition. What you resist and repress only regroups in the shadows and draws strength from denial. Instead, bring your fears out into the open and shine the sunlight on them. Embrace all of who you are. You are accepted your accepted social mask can now be dropped. You may now incorporate the power of heightened psychic ability, which can be hard to communicate and read accurately. Do not despair. You will learn to understand and interpret your own psychic and symbolic language if you practice, as I am now in this sacred pool. If you do not make a conscious effort, your unconscious will continue to do the work on your behalf anyway. You may be a psychic, nighttime being with fragile but powerful abilities, but you are also of the elements, and the dragon fae can teach you strength and give you the wisdom with which to use it well. Isn't that awesome? And that's very relevant towards your week here. Now I want to tell you there's a description here about the new moon fae, so that you guys can kind of work with her this week. I would definitely work with a new moon fae to help you with your emotional and your energetic. I don't even need to say anything. Those words just said all that deep. But let me tell you about the new moon fae. This lovely, lost for the moment dragon fae maiden has no name, as she is yet to come home to her whole self, but she is working on becoming whole, as you are now, and your true nature is being integrated into your social self. She is pining. It is that she is pining. It is that she is waiting for her dragon self to return, so she can be whole. But she is also at a stage of new beginnings and is obsessing over what she does not seem to have. This is the card of a person who feels that part of their true self is no longer with them, and it speaks of the yearning that we can experience. While she is wistful, she has hope, and she will grow stronger over the coming moon cycle. She has powerful visions. This card often indicates that the listener will be able to cleanse themselves and feel at home near beautiful bodies of water. It is also the card of connecting more to moonlight and the subtle quicksilver light of the reflected sun. Very beautiful. In the divinatory meetings, it says, you may be feeling abandoned at this time, or like a part of who you are is missing. It can also indicate that you have been experiencing a false belief that all others do not like or accept you. In truth, when this card is revealed, it is that new moon fae wishes to indicate that you do not like and accept yourself, and that you may be choosing to hide from your own psychic ability and wild self. Your spirit visions shrouded by denial, withdrawal, depression, drinking, eating, sleeping, to drown out your inner voice and ability, fearful superstitions, feeling that your abilities are not godlike or God-given, guilt over psychic abilities and beliefs, dark night of the soul, expecting total clarity from visions, misunderstanding the nature of psychic work, longing, yearning but inactive, sensation of drowning, memory problems, soul amnesia, period pain, water retention, tendency to turn to alcohol, food, or other substances to drown out psychic messages. Working with new moon fae, take yourself to a quiet place in nature and make a commitment to practice your meditations, your readings, your own techniques for connecting with spirit on a more regular basis, and particularly at the beginning of each lunar cycle. Also know that you need moonlight, as well as the beautiful brightness of sunlight. Moonlight will cleanse you and assist you in rebalancing gently and naturally. In this way, you will learn to trust the part of your soul you have misplaced, and in that trusted sanctuary, it can return to you. Remember, nothing is lost, and all that is truly yours shall return. So, that's a lot to think on. I would definitely connect with the new moon fae. I would connect with the new moon Fae. In fact, I just had this crazy idea, Sagittarians, that figure out when the new moon is. And connect with the new moon Fae. The new moon Fae is going to bring you lots of new intuition, and, you know, there's going to be a lot of great things going on there. You know, build on her for this week. Help her to help you. Maybe you guys can help one another. All right, that's the message for the week of the 8th. Take care now. Bye-bye. Aho matakuase.